for changes. In 1776, this great nation accepted that armed conflict was the only way to preserve our rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. If our founding fathers could only see us now. From Antietam to Amiens, Okinawa to Anchorage, we have fought. And now, the Red Menace is at our doorstep. Democracy itself is under threat of annihilation. That is why today, July 4th, 2076, 300 years after our great nation began, we gather together to honor the completion of Vault 76. This sprawling underground shelter may have been engineered by Vault-Tec, but it was built by you, the good people of America, so that if the bombs do come, if the end does come, our way of life will endure. But not everyone will be saved. Those chosen to enter this vault must be our best and our brightest. For when the fighting is stopped and the fallout has settled, you must rebuild. Not just walls, not just buildings, but hearts and minds, and ultimately, America itself. So as we stand here today, we pray that the world will know peace. But if that is not our destiny, if war must come, we stand together knowing that here in Vault 76, our future begins.
Good morning, Vault 76. This is the Overseer. I hope you all enjoyed the party last night, even those who may have overindulged and overslept. But it's time to get up and get out there. We've been locked away long enough. Today is Reclamation Day. It may be time to leave, but I'll never forget the day you all entered Vault 76. You come from every walk of life, every race, color, and creed. But you all share one very important trait. You are this country's best and brightest. But more importantly, you'll always be my family.
So hello everyone, my name is Delirious Gamer and welcome to Fallout 76. A lot of people have given this game a very bad review. I personally like it for the couple of hours I've put in. As you see, I'm starting completely fresh in a way to show you the game's upsides and bit of the downsides. I will also be reading most of the terminals I get into and start to read, so if you want to read it yourself as well, be happy to pause the video at any time. Today is the day, everyone, Reclamation Day. We've been preparing for this moment for 25 years. We're ready, you're ready. America's waiting for us, so let's get out there. The Overseer. Countdown to Reclamation Day. Who? Everyone. When? 10 PM to midnight. We've opened the remaining liquor rations and the official Vault-Tec party hats. The Overseer will give a speech at 10 minutes to midnight and will lead the countdown. Have fun, everyone. And the holotape you can get off this is a bartender one, if I remember right. So basically just serve the drinks, be as quick as you can. I kinda wish I was looking at the screen. So that's enough of this now. Make sure you eject the holotape, because I don't think you'll be able to get it again after you leave the vault. And before you ask, yes, by hitting the balloons, you can pop the balloons.
Been tasked with nothing less than the rebuilding of America. Such a huge responsibility. Just know that Vault-Tec is proud of you. I am proud of you. When you hear this, it means I've been gone for several hours. I've got my own mission out there in Appalachia. This is the Overseer, signing off.
So something I will point out, every time a holotape or recording starts playing, or someone does start speaking, I will do my best to shut my mouth, and to let you listen to it.
Sir? Hello? Oh, finally! I feared you'd never wake up. Don't you remember? It's Reclamation Day. Time to leave the vault. Most of the others have already gone. Best get cracking.
So, the tutorial isn't really as good as I hoped it would be, but you can basically grab a couple of items.
Stay hydrated. Very important. Lots of water out there, almost all of it undoubtedly irradiated. When in doubt, boil it out.
So there's a lot of things you can do in this game. I do like the survival features sometimes, other times it can be annoying.
If you get injured, and you will get injured, make use of stim packs. They are literal lifesavers. So, about the infrastructure out there in Appalachia, I suspect there isn't any. Heck of a party last night, eh, sir? Good to see you all together one last time. Drunk, joyous, and not staving off a horrible death, minute by minute.
So if you want to, you can follow the path, or you can be like everyone else and look for the Overseer's office, which is located just down that hall. You run to a terminal, and there's a couple of reports on the computer. So 25 years after the vault doors close, you are to prepare your citizens to leave Vault 76 and begin a process called reclamation. Specifics will be disseminated automatically as the time approaches. After Reclamation Day, you are personally ordered to find and secure 3 nuclear silos, codenamed Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. If these sites are still nuclear capable, ensure no one except Vault-Tec can access or launch nuclear ordnance. To be clear, even if there are other authorities, whether government, militia, or otherwise, their claims are to be ignored. Vault-Tec alone maintains jurisdiction. Vault 76 parameters. Congratulations, Overseer. Vault 76 is one of the most important projects that Vault-Tec has completed. No expense has been spared on building, staffing, and selecting the inhabitants of your vault. The cream of the crop of America have been chosen, including luminaries from Vault-Tec University. The special classes instructions you've received about managing a vault do not apply to this assignment. Vault 76 is special. Your mission is to see to the livelihood and well-being of all your residents and make sure they are ready to colonize America once the all clear is received. It is to be expected you will face challenges we haven't prepared you for. Adapt, learn, and thrive. America is counting on you. Operation procedures. Day-to-day duties. Your job as the Overseer is to see the overall health and safety of Vault 76. Avoid loss of life at all costs. The Vault residents have been carefully chosen for their unique skills and temperament. Due to the aptitude of Vault residents, you may be presented with unique challenges in maintaining order. As a last resort, each domicile can be locked down and the resident imprisoned for any duration you deem appropriate. Enforced solitary confinement can lead to psychological issues, so factor that in. Although vault doors cannot be opened from inside, keep the entry clear of all unauthorized personnel. The security team will stow all weapons and munitions after the amended entry period and will be armed solely with non-lethal devices. If America is to be rebuilt, every life in this vault is special. Preserve them all. Mandatory shutdown. Our studies have shown, even after a relatively short duration of living with the amenities of Vault-Tec, that the test subjects can grow to depend on them. That will not do for Vault 76. After the all-clear message is received, Vault 76 will shut down all functions inside of 24 hours. Air circulation will cease last, and you should warn the vault residents that staying inside the vault can be lethal after this period. Everyone must leave the nest. It's imperative that all residents are focused on the important job of rebuilding America. Archived files. Reclamation Day has arrived. We counted down to midnight. I haven't seen everyone cheer like that since Vault Baby number 1 was born. I called lights out a couple of hours ago. Had to get security, help a few people to their beds. Then the volunteers and I got all standees set up just like we practiced. Need to make the final recordings, and then it'll be time to head out that door. I wish I could be there to help everyone on their way, but I know they'll make me proud. Survival first. As instructed, we set up the survival packages. I've advised everyone to run fast and far from Vault 76 as soon as the door opens. We have no information about what awaits us. Vault-Tec says we're Americans' best hope. Now we'll find out. Annual review. Top issues. At current count, 6 residents are under disciplinary lockdown. That's up from 4 last year. The morale officer has managed to quash the worst rumors about Appalachia, cannibal mutants, burning rain, but whatever, but tensions are still high. It's generally pretty easy to maintain order. The pedigree of most of the residents is impressive, to say the least, but competence sometimes means arrogance, and arrogance means my authority gets tested more often than it should be. Hypertronics have been struggling to keep up with demand. I've been loath to institute mandatory rationing, but in 2101 that may be necessary. 76 is full to bursting with people, more than we anticipated. Top success. The award ceremonies are a great way of stroking the most hardened egos. Since everyone's so damn competitive, the low point was someone losing a tooth in a fight over the Best Dental Hygiene Award. The senior staff have been exemplary as always, very dependable and loyal. It's been a struggle to keep our overachievers placated, but another year down and we're still here. The Vault 76 World Cup has proven to be a huge hit. The small ball damn near broke the jukebox, but the energy in the atrium was just amazing. And deleted files, none were found. And play the holotape.
Overseer's log, or should I say, direct communication. Because whoever is listening to this had the moxie to try to find out where I've gone. But I'm glad you did. Truth is, I need your help. I've been given a task and I've decided to break protocol and tell you what it is. Because if there's one thing I've learned in these past few years, it's that we need to rely on each other. There were 3 active nuclear silos in Appalachia before the bombs fell. They blew up the world before. We can't let it happen again. So we've got to locate and secure all of the silos. Or die trying. Hopefully the former. But it's been 25 years. I just don't know what we're gonna find out there. Or where to start. My directive was to go to the nearest population center and assess the situation. I'll set up a camp on the way once I get my bearings. Find me there.
Your camp is the key to survival and rebuilding, so use it often.
so make sure you just grab everything you can before leaving the vault. It is useful in every way, in my opinion. If anyone is found accessing this terminal and is not a member of personnel department, you will be immediately reported to the security chief, no exceptions. Correspondence: missing Nuka-Cola Cherry. Just because we're leaving doesn't give any of you the right to steal from my stash of Nuka-Cola Cherry. I have been rationing those bottles for over 20 years. If I catch any of you, so help me God, there will be consequences. I realize that it may seem trivial in the light of present circumstances, but I would greatly appreciate my reassignment being processed before Reclamation Day. I have worked many years to pass all written, verbal, and physical tests to become a sanitation engineer. I have a doctorate of engineering from the GSU, and I don't want to end my tenure at Vault-Tec 76 as a soda jerk. Please let me have the accolades I have earned. Thanks in advance. Purge your records. Vault-Tec reclamation procedure is very clear. All records must be purged before our day. To be clear, after Reclamation Day, there will be no personnel department. There will be no Vault-Tec 7. There will be no Vault 76. Any of the projects you're in the middle of are done. If you, for some reason, can't find the time to erase your files, I'll send someone over to do it for you. You can bring it up to the overseer if you like. Previous occupation: Senior VP, Gibraltar Inc. Education: Doctorate of Applied Communications, Cambridge. Accomplishments: White House Communications Director, National Debate Champion. Current occupation: Barber. Vince A. Previous occupation: Colonel, USAF. BS in Aerospace Engineering, West Point. Accomplishments: Deputy Director of Strategic Planning, Medal of Honor, an Olympic bronze medal decathlon. Occupation: Security Officer. Volkmer N. Previous occupation: Dean of Physics. Education: Doctorate of Applied Mathematics and Nuclear Engineering. Accomplishments: Nobel Laureate in Physics, and he is the Chief Technician for Maintenance. So for the three of you that just joined, I will be trying to do the game justice, because I do not believe in how the game is being presented by other YouTubers. There is a terminal here, but I have never been able to hack it from my first try. Maybe I'll be able to do it this time. Hey, I actually did it this time. That's the first time I've actually got into this terminal. So, confidential. Vault-Tec 76 is... Vault 76 is one of the most highly valuable and important vaults in our network. As such, these orders must be obeyed at all costs. The future of America is at stake, and upon receiving the activation notice, your team is authorized to use lethal force. Any obstacles or threat that stands between you and getting the vault residents safely inside the vault must be dealt with decisively. Only authorized residents are allowed inside. All other personnel should be considered enemy combatants. The Overseer has special instruction after the activation notice. As soon as the entry procedures are complete, your team must stow all weapons in the specific containers. Further orders will then be dispensed. Trust your Overseer, obey your Overseer, know that each and every member of your team was selected specifically for this assignment because of Vault-Tec's faith in you. If you work together, you will succeed. Incident reports. Jill caught M. Thompson singing loudly during the night cycle. He got into the reclamation party stores and borrowed a six-pack. The rules say the theft mandates lockdown, but what's the point? In 2 days, everyone's out anyhow. Threw Thompson in the holding cell to sleep it off. Assault investigated. Nakaruma investigated a complaint filed by our old friend Jake. Jake claimed that E. Jefferson shoved him with intent to commit bodily injury. Nakaruma found a witness, and Jake was gently shoved out of the way after he was laying into Jefferson about being an inexcusable ass. Asked the chief whether we could nail Jake for filing a false report. Chief said that Jake technically was assaulted, so it's dropped. God, I hate lawyers. Unauthorized. Terminal 023B was hacked last night. Sandy investigated, and we've got no idea who did it. The reclamation files were accessed, however, which has the chief furious. What does he expect? Half the Rezis are goddamn geniuses. How are we supposed to keep them out of the restricted files? Double up the shift so we have more eyes out there? Like that'll help. Theft investigated. Another claim from Jake, again, sent Nakaruma over. She's the only one that doesn't want to strangle the guy. Jake claims he's missing one box of sugar bombs from his room. He's demanding we investigate it. One box of sugar bombs. Told Nakaruma to drop the investigation. With reclamation coming, we have far more important things to do. And security logs. Final entry. 25 years of service, no KIAs, and one hell of a send-off. I made one last plea to arm the Rezis before we opened. Denied. My solemn hope is generations from now, visitors will come to 76 and read this and know how dedicated their forefathers were, how we regrew America from the ashes. But I must admit, I'm afraid. As well, if some of the experiments in the other vaults go wrong, it can give you nightmares. And that's only the thing I know about. If we can only stick together, work together, I think we stand a chance. Keeping a lid on it. Had to lock down Casey for blabbing about the activation notice. The cat's already out of the bag, but orders are orders. Procedure is we announce tomorrow, but you can feel the excitement. The team keeps asking what to expect out there. The nukes knocked out our external sensors, so we're blind. Only the secondary Geiger counters are operational. Scuttlebutt gone wild, lots of whispering and who's grouping up with who after reclamation. I worry that the biggest threat to the project isn't any threat we'll face out there, it's from within. The Rezis are a formidable lot, but give them free reign and Lord help us. Rundown complete. Team tour through the activation notice checklist. Logs wiped, non-essential gear secured, reclamation packages acquired, etc. The whole procedure went down in record time, like we've been practicing for years. Some grumbling about unleashing the Rezis without the Overseer keeping them in check, but overall a good performance. So once you try and get all that lore, if you can get into that terminal, the vault door will open once you start getting onto this bridge, and you begin your journey into Appalachia.
Goodbye! Aloha! Arrivederci! Au revoir! Auf Wiedersehen! Vaya con Dios! Buen viaje! They grow up so fast.
And you get your first loading screen. And once you're out of the vault, make sure you run over here and grab the dead body, because they do have the first pistol you'll get in the game. Yes, it gives you barely any ammo, but that's why I'm going to run to the next point before running to kill some robots. The second body I need you to run to is just down here. This one has orders, which, Paul, I need you to make the monthly scouting run to Vault 76. Those doors have to open sometime. Don't take risks. Observe for a few days and come back. Maria. And it gives you your first melee weapon. Once you have acquired your melee weapon, the best thing to move for, to grab a little bit of XP before continuing, is back up this hill. And you run into your little communist robots. At this level, they are not that aggressive, but they do get a lot more vicious in the future. I will kill another one to get another one of those flyers, because every Liberator bot you do kill, drop those flyers. Rebuilding the future for a broken nation. Basically supporting the communists that nuked this country. I am hoping the server doesn't kick me. If anyone is doing that stupid duplication glitch, it does ruin everyone else's time in the game. Once you've killed those ones, you can run here and grab a bit more ammo that spawns in the bags. It is not... You rude bastard, I was trying to talk. It is not ammo for your pipe pistol, but it is ammo you can use later. This explosive crate gives you your first 2 grenades. Sometimes it ranges from baseball or fragmentation. And, which is more important, scrap in this game and any sort of junk is more important than in Fallout 4, as it helps maintain your weapons, build essential items you need in your camp, and just have a very better time in this game. Last step I'm gonna take before I take you all to the Overseer's camp is to loot this little bus. It does have a bit of junk on there, and it gives you a bit extra items to help you on your way. Another step I do say you do is to grab any sort of flower you do come across. Now if you do come back up these steps, you will notice that we're back where I got the pistol from, so if you did want to waste your ammo, you could have gone the opposite way. Now we do have a level 209, which has got the Enclave power armor. No, I do not know the guy, and I insist I move away before he tries to start any PvP. So, if you are, I will bring up the map to show you the size of the map. It is a good, decent sized map. It has taken me a few hours to get from one end of the map to the other on my other character. Make sure you gather some wood from fallen down trees, as it will help you build your houses once you unlock your camp. Another area I do recommend you go to is this little shack over by here, as you can find some musical instruments. Sometimes there is a chance that a blueprint will spawn by here, but as I should have showed you back in the vault, if you played music, it can help you relax and helps you gain bonus effects. So if you have got a PS4, you can add me. I do try to add most people that I do talk to, and that way they can help and I can get into a game with them. Rather not. See, a lot of people do say Fallout 76 isn't a good game. I personally enjoy it. And it's quite cheap at the moment, for £25 for in most shops. But I do have to admit, I wouldn't have paid the big money for this game, but I'm happy with the price I paid, and for what I've gotten out of it, I'm enjoying it. And as you just seen, I just completed a challenge, which was to get wood, which I didn't even know I had. However, I have now earned some in-game currency, so I can buy cosmetic items if I wanted to. However, they are quite expensive for the items they do represent. for some of the items, mainly apparel, they are quite expensive, but some of them are really stupid. For one of the outfits, on a male, which is that one there, on a female it doesn't look so bad. On a male character it looks utterly ridiculous. But you can get a lot of different items from here, which are quite cool, but in my way should be in the game anyway, instead of trying to take people's money. Next step would be to go to this lumber mill, again, because of the wood. Wood is so important in this game. But beware, because you can run across some enemies that are giant ticks. Kill them before they bite you enough, and you can get some blood sacks off them. Loot every box you can before carrying on to your destination. As you can see, I've got quite a bit of items and I haven't even hit that main house. However, to carry on with the story, I must go towards this checkpoint. So, this brings me on to the next subject of this video, the Scorched. Whatever you do, do not try to search these petrified corpses. This is what a Scorched looks like at the end of its journey of life, and without me even clicking search, it puts off radiation. But whenever you see scorched husks, you do have to be on the lookout for the actual scorched. Exhibit A. No. The Scorched are my personal favourite new enemy to the game, as it adds something completely different than having to constantly go against feral ghouls. Make sure you grab the Nuka-Cola that can spawn on that table, and carry on to your search upstairs. You can find a couple of items in the chest, a dead cat, and buff out. Message to Sammy. Responders don't know shit. Every night there's more of them in the sky. A brotherhood warned us all. Defiance has fallen, they said. What the hell's that mean? Supplies running low. May try to get to Abby. Way over the mountain. Free states have got to know more. Sammy, you read this? Get to Abby. Straight east of the Red Rocket mega stop. She knows the Brotherhood of Steel better than anyone. May angels look after you, because sure as shit nothing else will. You'll then find ammo workbenches like this where you can scrap your items. Blueprints around the map, like the one I just picked up, are the most useful things you can find, as they can teach you everything you need to build. So after you've hit this place, but not fully, like I am not prepared to do, try and grab what you can, and just make your way to the Overseer's camp. Again, along the way you can find toolboxes and boxes that do contain more junk and stuff you can take. The one thing I do have to admit that this game does not seem to be having is any actual character NPCs you can talk to, such as humans. They have a lot of robots, but humans at the moment, other than actual players, have all been turned to Scorched. This is what people are not happy about, but I find the story quite interesting, but that's more for the video to go on with. So, once you start following the Overseer's trail, you will come across this little area. Make sure you grab all the items you find lying around. Oh, and whatever you do, do not do what I did. Overseer's caches, do not store your items. Your stash box that says my stash box stores your items. Here you'll get more rounds for your gun, canned dog food, food, and purified water. And a log, of course.
Overseer's log, south of Vault 76. I knew this wasn't going to be the Appalachia I remembered, but mutated animals, haywire bots, and no people so far. We have to be ready to rebuild in what I can confirm is hostile territory. Fortunately, Vault-Tec was prepared. You see this? The cooking station? The stash box, the workbenches, all built with the camp. You need a home base out there. The construction and assembly mobile platform is designed to give you one. Just add resources, planning, and a little elbow grease. When you move your camp, everything you've built is stored, ready to be placed back down in the new area. Use this to establish a foothold whenever you're in unfamiliar territory. I've left my camp behind so you can use it. I know I'm breaking my own advice by not taking it with me. But after seeing Appalachia for myself, I need to make sure every resident of 76 has a safe haven they can start from. I'll make do without it. If it's still standing, the town of Flatwoods is further down this road. Find me there. This is the Overseer. Signing off.
So, as you've seen what I did, I have repaired items to make them better for me. Once you build your armor here, and you've done what needs to be done, make your move down towards Flatwoods. And just like that, you're level 3. Make sure you grab what you can off the dead animals. As I cannot locate the third one, I'm just going to move on and end up finding it. There's an explosive crate by here, which carries more ordnance. I recommend looting the crate and then carrying on. Possums generally run from you, so you don't have to do what I just did. But if you want the extra bit of meat, go for it. And be careful to not get hit too many times by animals, as they can give you diseases. Once here, you're going to want to make your way inside the church, but before you do, grab whatever in that lovely Stimpak box. Okay, someone's been here and has dropped a hatchet. I will happily pick that up so I can scrap it. And here you can get more ammo, more dog food, and more food, as well as 2 plans to help you build your home in the wasteland.
Overseer's log, town of Flatwoods. My God, there's no one here. The old tavern, the church, people were using them for shelter, but they're gone. Mutation was expected. But there's something else. A disease. I was attacked by... Well, it used to be a person. But it had these green, glowing lesions, and its voice... angry, tortured. We are one. One what? Whatever happened here is beyond anything we expected. And we expected a lot.
Why not grab a Stimpak or 2?
Before they were wiped out, the survivors called themselves the Responders. Looks like they were made of firefighters, police, emergency medical staff. They even have an automated system to teach people about treating water, food, survival. I'm doing their tests, and you should too. I know it's even worse than we imagined, but someone's got to know where the missile silos are, and how to secure them. The Responders are the best lead we have. This is the Overseer, signing off.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to bother reading every memo. If you want to read it, just have a quick read for yourself. I'll leave it on the screen for a couple of seconds, and then I'll carry on. Okay. So just gonna carry on grabbing as much as this as I can for you. And then we got another survivor story.
We call it the Great War now. It's not been long and things have been rough. Welcome to Survivor Stories. I'm Dasa Ben Ami, a responder. I've been working with the responders for a couple of years now. I'm from Charleston originally, so it was easy to join up. What wasn't easy was the work. Rebuilding Appalachia from the rubble while survivors flock to us regularly from all over. So many have come and gone. Their stories untold, their names lost to time. I thought we should preserve this history somehow. I've decided to ask people to record their thoughts, their stories, anything they want to preserve forever. I'll call this series the Survivor Stories. I'll start with me. I was an anthropology PhD student at Vault-Tec University, final year. I was printing my thesis when I heard the sirens. I thought for sure my father, a Vault-Tec employee, could take us all with him, but only 2 reservations came through. I refused to go. With my little brother, he went to the vault. They could not persuade me, though they tried. In the end, I pushed them inside it, and that was it. After that, I went back home to Charleston and...
Hi. Dasa asked me if I would...
I do have to say I am sorry for cutting that one short.
She asked everybody, so I said okay. My name's Colonel, and I'm 13 years old. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything. The bombs and messed up people and the cows with 2 heads, all of it. I was bad. Just bad. I cheated on my spelling test. I kicked Chip Wilkins in the shins until he cried. I pushed Rosie McCloy down the stairs. I cut holes in the bottom of all the gym shorts and put glue in the mashed potatoes in the cafeteria. I told Harold Newell to eat 10 dead flies a day in order to grow muscles, and put Nuka-Cola in the rat cage water bottles at the pet store. And, I just wanted to say I'm sorry about everything. Because my dad said if I wasn't this way, then bad things were going to happen. I haven't seen Patty since the bomb. I guess he left because of that, too. It's okay. I'm trying to be good now, though. I'm not old enough to be a volunteer, but Dasa said I can help collect food and water, so I'm getting better, I promise. And Daddy, if you're listening, I promise I won't be bad anymore, so you can come back now. Okay? Okay. Bye.
So make sure you grab your recipe from that terminal, as it is useful. I'd grab personally any item you find here. Another item I'd tell you to grab is this responder's plea.
Someone please help me! Please let me out! Please! Please! I'm begging you! Don't leave me here! Please!
Once you grab this, I'd follow the route I'm taking.
I'll give you anything you want! Money? Yeah? You want camps? My life savings, I'll tell you where it is! Go to the graveyard behind the church. The rightmost grave. Stand on it. Walk directly across the river. Halfway up the hill. There's a small clearing. My savings are in an old stump. A little bit off the right, I swear! Please! Don't leave me here, please! I'm begging you, please!
And here you can grab your first 10mm pistol. And a few caps.
Reminder to myself. The responders are good people. They're trying their damn best, for sure. Things aren't good. And stuff is getting worse. Anyway, this is a reminder to myself. A reminder that this gun is my insurance. Things get real bad if the food runs out or water runs dry. I get to decide how I leave this goddamn world. I'm not gonna let myself suffer. I'm not gonna die hungry and alone.
What's sad about all that? He did die hungry, and he did die alone. So once you get those items, I'd run straight back to the actual quest location. Check the bodies, you can get 2 pull cues there if you want them. Gonna suffer a quick lag spike because I think someone's doing a Zoop glitch. And you just register as responder, volunteer. And look for Kesha's location. And make your next move. You will receive more 10mm ammo. And your responder paramedic jumpsuit. This will just basically give you a tutorial.
Has asked us all to document our story for posterity, you know. Seems like a fine idea. So, hi, I am Kesha McDermott. When the bombs fell, I was in Watoga, coordinating a statewide science fair for that year's high school kids. And the theme was the future of energy. After the bombs, everything was pretty chaotic. Scavenging for food and fighting off rabid survivors. Oh, it was just a bad time all around. I found a couple of surviving kids from the high school whose parents didn't make it. And we holed up in a house in town for a while. After a bit, I was able to solder the circuitry in an old radio, and we tuned into a broadcast from the responders. Oh, we were overjoyed. The trip from Watoga to Flatwoods, it was rough, mind you. The kids and I ran into a group of assholes in the mountains who stole our food and water. I can't tell you how happy I was to find the responders in Flatwoods. Tents for everyone, open kitchens, medical supplies, protection. We were safe. They had a problem, though. Their water sources were contaminated heavily. People were boiling water, but not long enough to make it safe. So, I stepped up and I said, I'll build a testing kit to monitor the contamination, and I will teach folks how to properly boil water. And I did. The world is getting better, but slowly. We need to make sure it doesn't relapse, too. It's going to take time and care, that's all. Well, time, care, and science.
So, once you've gone and collected your water samples, just head back to the church. And analyze your water samples. Enjoy your holotape, guys.
This is my first interview with another survivor, Kesha McDermott. She found me trying to break into a Nuka-Cola machine and, showed me a different way. So, Kesha, can you tell us a bit about how we can make sure our water is safe for drinking? We'll try to keep it to the basics for training purposes.
Oh, it's not complicated, really. Find water and strain out any big particles and chunks. Then, boil it in a pot over an open fire for a minute or two, then let it cool. Should be fine. Like making tea, right?
Uh-huh. You joined the responders a while ago and helped develop a program to train volunteers. So, were you a survivalist prior to all of this?
You could say that. I taught high school kids. I used to talk about this very thing to them. Practical application of the sciences. It's fascinating, but you never realize how important some things will be down the road, do you?
I guess not. So if we were students of yours, what would you tell us about the world now? How can we survive?
That's a good question, Dasa. Well, I would tell you all to remain calm and focus on surviving. The first thing you need to do is get yourself some clean drinking water. It's likely all you'll find is dirty water, but that's okay. We can fix it. Dirty water carries a small chance of disease, and it's a bit radioactive. You'll probably survive if you drink it, but you shouldn't take that risk. It's better than toxic water or nuclear waste, though, which are both very harmful and should be boiled thoroughly first. Got that, Dutha?
Yes'm. Contaminated water should be boiled. Okay, that sounds easy enough. So, boiled water is safe?
It's mostly safe, but still a bit radioactive. What you really want is purified water.
Oh, purified water. Okay, how do I get that?
You can build machines that will do it for you, and that's the most reliable way. Building them requires some space and time and plenty of materials. But on my way up here from Watoga, I found purified water occasionally in supply caches and medical kits. So, keep your eyes peeled.
If I boil water and that's mostly safe, aside from a teensy bit of radiation, what about tea? Most folks around here are tea drinkers, as you know. I recall many a night sipping tea on the stoop, watching lightning bugs, and reading a book in peace and quiet. Tell me that's still okay, Kesha?
Oh, bless your heart. It's probably as good as boiled water anyway. Maybe even better if you add anything medicinal to it. Some survivors add all sorts of flowers and herbs to boiled water, and they swear by it. Personally, I stick with purified water. To each their own.
Okay, got it. Switching tracks a bit. I know you're awfully busy with your latest research in Flatwoods. Can you explain that a bit?
Of course! I'm testing local, natural water over time in Appalachia. Gathering data, monitoring the radiation and contamination.
Okay, that's enough. I'm getting bored of that. You're probably getting bored of that. Let's start moving our way forward. So, You make one dirty water boiled, and there you go. You've completed your purified water tutorial. You then just got to run back to that terminal and continue on learning the tutorial. There we go. Basically tells you to continue with your training. And then it asks you to find Winters. Once you've searched him for the computer, you hopefully are not in the area that...
Attention citizens, nuclear strike imminent. Please exit the area at your earliest convenience. Thank you.
Okay, it's nowhere near where we have to go. So that's lucky. Unfortunately, this isn't one of my streams where I will be showing you a nuke. However, if we do see the blast from a distance, let's just call it as a little bit of a teaser for when I finally push for it.
Reverend Delbert Winters here, born and raised in this very town. Lit my own church to the responders for their outpost here, and you're welcome. The responders are on a true mission, you see, helping folks through thick and thin until the heavens open up again and take us all up anyways. When this all happened, I figured like most it was time. This was the end, but it wasn't. Was it? We're still here. At first, I thought it was a mistake, that we was missed, forgotten. Maybe we did some wrong. Didn't give enough to charity, maybe. Didn't praise his name, even in the worst of times. Maybe thought some things that ought not to been thought. So I asked him. I asked how? Why? I fought your wars on Earth. I'm ready to fight them up there by your side. Then, in my despair, I saw some survivors eating raw rat carcass behind a dumpster. You ought to cook that first, I warned them. Seemed obvious. We tried but got sick, they said, covered in their own filth. I realized right then and there that I was being tasked. From then on, I built kitchens, cooked good food, fed anyone who walked up with an empty belly. And I was thankful for my task in life. Thankful. Next time hell or high water land at my stoop, I'll be swept clear away with it. But until then, let's share a home-cooked meal together, all right?
Again, try and grab as much loot as you can from these little areas. Yes, you will become over encumbered, but that's because you're grabbing all these items. Better then to do, as soon as you can, look for a crafting table. But right now, we just want to complete this mission so we can get it out of the way. And be careful, because food will become unedible. But once you've done all that, you can notice I am now finally patched. And at the same time, I will eat some food. It will give you a bit of rads, but then it also helps with your food. Make sure you keep both filled at all time. That way you get the best items. Once you are over encumbered, you will move using all your AP. Then just complete your training. Then once you've done with that, just run over to the church and that terminal right at the front of the store. Just log on in. Then log in as a volunteer and you'll get your emergency contact responders HQ. Once you're done with that, make sure you read both and all your notes to let you know how to craft things. Open up your level and open up any perk packs you get. Hear about Santa's stand-up comedy act? He's Slade. Again, I'm gonna go for first aid for a third perk to max out my perk. And then I'm going to chuck Hacker in as well. Once that's done, I'm going to follow everything around. And now the game's telling me to go to Morgantown Airport. Which is all the way up here. Back the way I came. If you want to, you can fast travel to that event if it's there for you, and it'll take you straight up to that town and then further forward. For the sake of me rushing, I'm gonna spend 18 caps and join the event.
Charged and ready for action. If you're in Morgantown, go ahead and activate him so we can check the alarms on the stash rooms. Just make sure he doesn't take too much damage.
So,
I've got enough repair work as it is.
Once you do reach the magical level 5, you will be able to start doing PvP, so be careful. And make sure you pick up your lock perk in perk. So once you do that, just activate Steel Hat.
Online. Weapon. System. Charging. Initiating. Patrol. Routine. Attention, citizens. Please clear the area immediately. Responder operation in progress. Danger level high. Make your world a better place. Join the responders.
So if you want to, like I am, just do this quest.
Please consider helping those in
The enemies are a little bit high level sometimes. Just kill them. You get a bit XP for it. Some of them will be your level, and you do have Steel Hat helping you anyway.
Please report any suspicious raider activity to the responders. Do not confront the raiders yourself. Join the responders today. The responders are currently seeking volunteer medical and security personnel. Report to Morgantown Airport for training. All clear. Unidentified intruder detected. Beginning search. Come to the responder base at Morgantown Airport to trade for goods and supplies. And order has prevailed.
So now you just wait for Steel Hat to finally open the stash door, and you'll probably get some good loot.
Scanning responder emergency supply location. M1. Alarm system detected. Initiate remote interface. Interface secured. Initiate testing routine. Warning, defensive systems will be offline during the test. Please ensure no harm comes to this unit.
And because I'm a low level, I failed the event. Alright, still got a bit of XP, but sad that I fucked it up.
message. Radar has spotted an inbound cargo bot. We've got to secure the landing zone and we'll take control. Need no surprise, but the cargo bot's going to attract attention, so get ready for a fight.
So that's the magical thing I hate in this game, called Scorched Beast. Luckily at this level they do not like to attack you. However, I get fucked up by them every time I come across them on my other character at the moment. And if that thing's part of the Scorched Wave, I'll just surrender now. So you may be wondering why I'm even bothering doing this event, seeing that I failed the other one. Because the reason I'm doing it is because on my other character, I know I managed to do it, so I'll do it with this character. Grab the 2 recipes you can find here. And be prepared to get jumped by more Scorched. So, as you can see, there's another player that's finally showed up here in power armor. So he made a bit quick more work on the Scorched. Now the event's complete. It gave me another challenge that I've done.
Cargobot is now on final approach. Eyes to the sky, people.
And your reward is on its way. Yeah, you get these little bits of reward as an item, but the real prize is in that little cargo bot. These are also the things you need to shoot out of the sky once you come across them, when you're a high enough level to call in nukes to get your nuclear keycard. Once the bot finally flies off, you can loot the chest. And it usually has some good items in it. But at the moment, it's only giving me crap. I'd just like to apologise for me being a bit too quiet. It's just I'm trying to figure out what to do now. Especially seeing that I was hoping to find a few more of these here. So after doing the event, as it usually spawns for most people that come here, just come on down to one of these benches again, exit off this properly and press square. That way you can scrap all your junk and you're not getting over encumbered. Grab that and you can grab your medium-sized generator, ready for when you do decide to build your properties. Grab that, have a bit of a read with it, and just make sure you've grabbed everything else. Once you're done, you can grab a few extra bits of robotic materials from the dead robots lying around the room, and hope for the best to get good items. Once that's done, just look at all the devastation left around Morgantown Airport and realise what a shit tip this place is. Once you do make your way inside the building, there will be multiple escorts to deal with, so just make sure you're prepared as soon as you enter that door. And here you can see a load of Scorched that have got to the end of their existence and now are completely radioactive corpses. And here you can find the person that called you to this place. Unfortunately, she's dead.
My name is Maria Chavez, and I am about to die. The Scorched have overrun our defenses. They're coming for us all. If you find this, please listen carefully. We were called the Responder. After the bombs fell, we tried to help people. Maybe I can still help you. The terminal nearby, if it's still there, use it. Learn about the inoculation project. It might just save your life. Oh shit! They're here! They're here! I'm out of time. Read the terminal. Learn about the Scorched. Remember us. And good luck.
And right after you listen to that one, you've got your Overseer.
Log, Morgantown. I used to love coming here on weekends, taking flight lessons. Now it feels like I walked into a nightmare. Those Scorched things are everywhere. I kept quiet. They didn't see me. I managed to observe them for a bit. Whatever this disease is, it seems to completely take over its host. The ones that used to be human, eventually they go rigid, like some kind of stasis. And if they stay like that for too long, they sort of burn up from the inside out. Vesuvius in reverse. I wondered what could possibly cause all this. And then I got my answer. It swooped down from the sky, screeching, breathing. infecting everything. I don't know how to fight this. But we need to consider all our options. Even the nukes. We find the source of this scorched plague and wipe it from the map before it can leave Appalachia. But first things first, we can't let the disease spread to us. Looks like the responders were developing some kind of inoculation. I'm going to pick up their work. You should too. This is the Overseer. Signing off.
And once you do that, grab the fire breathers tape
Alright, we're recording.
and run.
Good. Because now we can get on record that I think this idea is goddamn loony.
I'm not thrilled about sending our people into a place that's actively toxic either. But there are whole towns down there we still haven't reached out to. Welch, Beckley, Bramwell.
Bramwell? Come on now. You really think the Hornrides or the Garahans didn't fly off to some private island the moment the air raid sirens turned on?
Most likely they did. But right now we don't know and don't have a safe way of finding out. And that's why I wanted your help, Melody, on how we can get there.
Fine. We got a couple of folks from the Charleston Fire Department. I can talk to them. See what they have to say about getting set up for those sorts of operations.
Thank you.
Anyone you send into all that smoke is gonna need training, though. Need to be whip smart if they're gonna survive someplace that hostile. And breathing equipment's finicky as hell. A whole lot of care and maintenance if they're gonna be out there for hours, let alone days. You're talking about a whole new division here.
I understand what I'm asking.
Tell you what you ought to do. You ought to give them a name.
A name?
Green Berets, smoke jumpers, Navy SEALs. You want someone to sign up for dangerous duty, needs to be some prestige behind it. You give them a name, a new designation, extra rations maybe, I'll guarantee you get the volunteers you're looking for.
Any suggestions?
Huh. Well, Gramps was a moonshiner. Made hooch so strong normal folk couldn't come within a quarter mile of it. Everyone called him and his boys the Fire Breathers. Resilient sons of guns. What about that?
I suppose we don't need to go with the first idea we come up with. But for now, I'd like you to reach out to those firemen. Convince them to get on board with the fire breathers. Let them know it's important. Prestigious.
Oh, Lordy. I think she likes it.
I'll work on getting them a place to train. Charleston Fire Department seems like the natural spot.
Certainly won't have to travel far to get yourselves into trouble.
Good. We should get started. If there's anyone still alive down there, I think they've suffered enough.
So you'd find the recruiting terminal for the fire breathers, your advanced training for building camps, you could ask it to dispense some rations, So my current plan now is to run along to that area by there so we can grab that information that we need. And then head up to that volunteer training camping 101 mission. So we can start building our base in an area which I think is better that you know is a lower level zone, so it can help you level up, and it's kinda good. And then you've just completed the final departure quest. Right, now I gotta run back to that warehouse that we used last time so I can lose some of this weight. And then I can take you to the best spot for a base in the game, other than the White Spring Resort, but at a low level you don't really want to go there. The main reason is you'd get killed quite quickly. Alright, so once you've done that, you're going to want to ignore White Springs that's been nuked. Again, that's another reason why I don't recommend going there. For the main reason is, it's a very good zone for people to pick on to nuke. You're going to want to fast travel to Vault 76, and it is free. Once you do that, if you've got, like I do, loads of quests just everywhere, knock out the ones you don't want to do.
Responder Survivors Volunteer Program. Advanced Training. Camping. By Miguel Caldera. Robot Programmer Extraordinaire. Part 1. Finding the perfect camping location. Now that the world has changed, it's hard to stay safe. Used to be that camping was safe as houses. Well, until there was a strong wind, right? These days, nothing is really safe. Even in your camp, someone might hurt you. The perfect spot doesn't matter now. It's all about your defenses. You can build near people you trust who will watch your back, or build things that will watch your back for you. No problem. Anyone can do it. Remember, camps are mobile. We're all explorers now, camping in a strange land full of adventure, wonder, and danger. So, camp out and rest a lot. Before the war, I was gonna retire and go camping. Now I can do it every day. Forever. It's a dream come true. What you love, right? Now come to my camp, and I can show you some knots and framing techniques. Then, I'll direct you onto some helpful supplies. Good luck, volunteer.
Alright, so instead of going to do that quest like I said I would, I'm going to take you to the spot I'd like to set up camp.
Intruder, identify yourself.
So, make sure you grab as much stuff as you come across, as I said earlier. And this area that I'm taking you to may be better if you have someone with you. And if you are over encumbered, just chuck a buff out quickly, and that'll help you get to the area you need to get to much quicker. Like this one YouTuber I was watching the other day, it's just come back into my head, believed that because his camp couldn't be placed, his camp was wiped. However, if he would have gone to a different server, he would have still had his base, and it would have just been respawned. It usually happens when someone else's base is in your location. However, if he would have just swapped servers, instead of replacing his camp, he wouldn't have wiped his own camp. Yet he did.
Colin!
Fuck's sake.
My precious!
And then random people that I know join the server, and things get funny. So the area I was taking you to build your base is right about here. For the main reason is, it's a great area that not many people know of because it spawns low level mobs, except for that beautiful little island over in the corner. What you'd want to do is place your camp as close as you can to an area you want to build to.
There's no telling what new scientific discovery lies around the corner.
However, none of this area to me looks decent enough yet, until I get about here. So, once you've got your foundation set up, you can make your next choice on what you want to do. And mainly because we don't have enough stuff yet to build, I can't do much. And just like that, you've got a sort of shitty looking house. This game does have a problem with a snapping issue, so just make sure you give it a bit of time when you're trying to place. And then just make sure you have your little amenities to do that, or like so. And then if you can, put the highest grade lock on your doors and your windows. Because people can be douches and break into your house to try and rob you, but not from your stash, but from your items, such as your water purifiers if you have them inside. Well, the last bit of this video that I will show you before I turn off the live stream for a bit is why I built so close to this island. The main reason is I'm gonna need a bit better weapon. Is that name that just appeared on the screen, Deathclaw Island. You're going to want to use a Radaway or Rad-X before you go in that water. I did not, so I've got a bit of radiation from it. Now, you need to be 100% careful with what you do here, because I don't know how many spawn. I've had 2 spawn when I came to this island yesterday. The first one bursts out of the ground right about here. But I don't think he wants to do it. As you can see, this is why doing this with a friend would be much easier. And having your camp here means that every time you get off, you have a camp. You'll have a scrapping table once you've got that built, so you can just farm these Deathclaws every time you come back and forth. However, I'm not going to bother on my character here, because I don't want to get killed over and over again. But as you can see, there's the Deathclaw over there now, and I think Smart Indian has been damaging him as well. If you are playing with a higher level character, such as Smart Indian over here, which is level 73, he's got power armor, he's wounded the Deathclaw greatly, but if you get at least 1 hit on the Deathclaw before a higher level finishes it, you get XP for it. Search your Deathclaw afterwards, and you get some items for it that are pretty worth killing the Deathclaws for. Sometimes, if you are lucky, if you run to the area it bursts out of the ground from, you can find a few items there as well. Unfortunately, this is not an area that I know that spawns Deathclaw eggs. If you want that video, I can do that as well. I kinda wish I knew where the second Deathclaw comes from, but I just found it out of surprise yesterday after we killed the first one. But if you haven't stored your loot, that was another reason why you need to be so careful. When you get killed, you lose any scrap you had. Anyway, everyone, thank you very much for watching. Special thanks to a smart Indian for joining out of nowhere and giving me a heart attack with the Gollum speak. And I'll see you guys around in the next video.